What I go on YouTube, and me man, Missa B. And me want make a little talk about this video going the rounds on social media from, you guessed it, Asafa Powell. No, Asafa look like him take on a new activity. And he has become a podcastist. I'm coining this phrase, but there's a particular podcast that was posted earlier this week where Asafa and his wife, lovely young lady, is set about interviewing or having a conversation, because as I'm saying at the podcast, is not an interview, it's a conversation. I mean, like that conversation with Elaine. And there is nothing is wrong with a man that try break him way into a new vocation. After all, Asafa is not a young man anymore. Asafa is 40 years old and has just announced his retirement from competitive track and field. And in his own right, Asafa has been a pretty successful athlete. I mean, we can put that in inverted commas, and you have to be careful, because a whole heap of Jamaican people out there when are too understand the intellectual thing. And once you offer any kind of commentary that criticizes anybody where them like, them basically say, yeah, whatever, But anyway, Asafa they on the track for a long time, and for you to typically we say a lot of our athletes come through the boys championships thing. Asafa wasn't a successful athlete in his champs time. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, he run out of champs. And the history will show he never really performed. In fact, so he don't know what it is like to have to deal with the edginess of a Jamaican big audience in a stadium full of people. And so it would appear that has impacted his career over the long years, because Safa, now in this thing from yesterday, and a long time I'm out there around him, he has spent almost 16, 18 years in the track thing. And in his early years, he was pretty successful. We criticize him that him no with no individual medal. That is not exactly true. In the early years, between 2000 and 2004 and 2008, Safa garnered about five individual gold medals at the 100 meters primarily. And this is in the World Athletics Championships, not World Championships, which came subsequent to that. At the World Championships, he has two individual bronze medals for the 100 meters. 2007 in Osaka, Japan, and 2009 when they ran behind Bolt and Tyson Gay after that blitzkrieg performance by Usain Bolt. Beyond that, Asafa has had the distinction of running the 100 meters under 10 seconds for some 97 times. Historic. And, he has broken or set the world record twice, between, 90, I can't remember the damn time now, but he set the world record twice, 2007, 2005 to 2007, that's it. And he subsequently broken by Usain Bolt at the Icon Meet in New York, 2007, and the rest, as far as Jamaican track and field history is concerned, is literally history. Now, Safa has been acknowledged by the country. In fact, is one of the most loved athletes, but yet Asafa is in his podcast talking about how Jamaica people not like athletes and how them diss him and them not pay him no respect and all of that. And I am kind of wondering if him need for go say Dr. Agri-Irons, because here's a man who has been accorded the stature of the national honor, the commander of the Order of Distinction. He has had a statue raised in his honor, right? He operates in the realm of a unique elite group of Jamaicans who has been singled out and accorded all of this kind of stature. And so one wonders, what is this angst that he has against his fellow Jamaicans who he feel now, as him put in the last podcast, we are treating with disrespect. Now, let me make some things clear. And because you have a whole part of idiot out there who join into this full argument, and I draw upon Merlin Otti as another example of Jamaicans who no get treated with respect. Let me make some things clear. The average athletic career for any kind of professional athlete is between 4 and 6 years, right? 4 and 6 years. That is why when an athlete really push, you want to start early in your late teens, because by 24, 25, you're done. And that's just the stats as far as global athletics is concerned. Even if you look at people who play football, who play American football, play the real football, the big game, between 18, 26, them done. Because you don't go no further. It is the exceptional athlete that is on the track for 12 and 15 years. The exception, and those are in a minority. They are supremely talented, uniquely gifted, and that is why they spend such a longer time. You use people like a Shelley and Fraser Price, Usain Bolt, and so on. And these people have been there and mopping up success after success because they're just exactly that, supremely gifted. Asafa, for his own part, has just, especially once we got into the Usain Bolt period, 2007, thereafter, he faded into the background. With the exception of his 2 bronze medals at the World Championships in 2007 and 2009, Asafa has never won an individual medal at any kind of athletics championships. That was now the purview of others in the Jamaican male sprinting camp. And Asafa had to content himself with being a part of a relay team and so on and so forth. But it never changed how he makes his money. And contrary to the view of a whole heap of idiot out there, it is the fans who put money in the athlete's pocket. It don't matter that Jamaica is a broke pocket country and all of that. The fact is the Jamaican fan base is a big part of the athletics fan base. Nobody said to an athlete, call you out of your yard and say you need to go run and order you to do this thing. Running is your work. You choose to become an athlete. You choose to go run. You do the groundwork and you make it to the track team. Your responsibility to yourself is to perform at the highest level. Especially when you get to the stage where you have sponsorship, your responsibility to your sponsors is to maintain your peak. Without that, you're dead. Without the audience, you are deader, because the reason why the sponsors pay your big money is because you can bring bodies, not just through the turnstile, but people who will take them hard-earned money and buy sporting gears. So if you're a sponsor, a push, a spikes or footwear or the track wear, track suit, etc., tops and whatever, they are appealing to the public out there who will buy these things, right? Whether them are Jamaican or whatever, not. And so you have a responsibility to your fans to make sure that you stay at the peak of form. You not do it for please nobody. You do it so that you can make money. And a man like Asafa Paul, we have about 40,000 car park up in my yard and a big house, and they make a whole heap of money. You need to remember, so it's that without the fans, you would have been absolutely jack shit, nothing, right? And you cannot go around and diss the public because they are not walking on and falling on them see and kiss your foot bottom and kiss your ass. There's no such thing. In Jamaica is one of the hardest audience for anywhere in the world to please. And the track and field is no different. The great Donald Quarry, them cuss and boo him. When Usain Bolt Blake run past him in the trials and for the 2012 Olympics. The same Jamaican people who regale Bolt when he broke all of the world record at Beijing and Berlin, literally saying, done, right? That is the nature of the audience that you have. And if you don't want to be subjected to that kind of, surgical analysis and the kind of criticism and whatever, then go find a 9 to 5. Because as long as you want to be in the public sphere, you want to be out there and to be regaled by the public, you have to take some of this bitter with the sweet. That's the nature of being in this competitive vein. And so, for the second time, Asafa is out there putting, videos out across Jamaica public and I talk about them should have go live somewhere else and them, and then Elaine Thompson, like I idiot, allow ourselves to get drawn into this thing. One wonders, does these people have management? Because the job of a manager is to manage the whatever it is that you are representing. You remember you have sponsors, people who are paying money for put your image beside them brand and all of that thing. And you have to be careful of the messaging that you're sending out there, right? This is how the sport works, and it is an unforgiving world. And nobody ain't gonna fall down behind anyone on and a kiss on the backside. Merlene Ottey, in her time, served the country well. But people need to remember that Merlene Ottey lived most of her life outside of Jamaica. Merlene, after she come to school in America, she don't come back to Jamaica. She lived in the United States between California, and then she went to Italy and she all over Europe. She came to Jamaica to participate in the trials and whatever, the championships. And when them done, she head back out of things. So when she started to fade, as everybody does, because you don't live forever, you don't retain that youthfulness forever, right? She felt that the country owed her something, that Jamaica, the J3A owed it to her, and so them had a responsibility to ensure that any Jamaica team select, that she must depend it, right? The problem is that when you start to do that, you are depriving the talent that is in the wings. And, sure, so said, so done. When Ottey left the thing eventually and go run for Slovenia, and, that's a fair choice, right? But when she did that, she opened the door for people like Atania Lawrence. She opened the door to people like Veronica Campbell-Brown, Shelley Ann Fraser-Price, and even, the Elaine Thompson, who is now double Olympic champion. Without Merlene stepping away, man, if it dead, for other people live. The way how them are carry on is like them figure that the sport owe them and Jamaica owe them and them have to be there forever. Not no gossip. You do your time, step away, right? Step away from the microphone. If you want to be out there being in the talking business, get somebody for script what you have to say, right? Because right now what you do is do a disservice not only to yourself and the people who appear on you, but to not do a disservice to the country and the brand Jamaica, right? Get somebody to write things for you so that you say script the thing, right? Get somebody to put a speech together, something that makes sense. Because this negative, all you do is show how dumb one is. And Asafa, me not hide my talk. You're dunce, right? Because you have to be a dunce to be doing what you're doing. Your job, if you really want to be in this blogging thing, you have to find a different way, right? You can't make every conversation you have be about you and how the system never treat you. Because what it show is that you are ungrateful. And it also say that the country made a mistake when them write and tie on beside the name, Commander of the Order of Distinction. Because what you are doing is disgraceful. Me no business if anybody disagree with me, but me still I like for hearing the views. If you don't like the video, give me your feedback, right? In the comment section. And I'll ask you if you never subscribe to the channel as yet. Now is a good time, so that when the latest video them drop, you boom, you that. more importantly, share. Like, share, subscribe, right? And give me a feedback in the column. This is just my little take. You know, I love Asafa, you know, because Asafa one of the most loved athlete in spite of the foolishness we have in him head that people don't like them. And then you have Elaine Thompson, who seem to be buying into this damn fool argument. Somebody need to hold her at one side and make her know and put a padlock for your mouth, because sometimes you need to stop talk and make people understand what people are trying to draw you in. And if you don't have a publicist, get one. Because at the rate where you go, all you really do is dig a hole in your boat and you're going to sink it. I say that. Give me your feedback. Respect.